Last week in the first episode, we caught up with Corey Parker, who we know that he likes to think he's a man of the land, and he proves that he's a man of the land just purely by the cars that he drives, his knowledge of tyre pressure, and also he tells us the stories that his cowboy hat tells. So to get him on the line is one of his great mates, so he can retort as well. This man's played 229 NRL games, the Broncos, the Warriors, and the North Queensland Cowboys. Premiership winner in 2006 with the Brisbane Broncos. Now, what about this? 23 matches for Queensland, 26 tests for Australia, and he is an outback kid. He's from Roma. His name's Brent Tate, and he's on the line. How are you, Tate?
Yeah, I'm really well, mate. How are you?
Really well, really well. So, first and foremost, how is life after rugby league? Did you retire 2015 officially?
2014 stats. Well, yeah, I had to retire in the third and last Origin game in 2014, so it was July 2014. So, mate, I think I did my fourth knee. That's what pulled me up in the end. But, mate, post-retirement, I've loved life away from footy. It's, a lot of guys really struggle with that retirement and walking away from the game. But, mate, I was lucky enough to stay connected to the game in some way, shape or form, but certainly haven't missed it. Loved my time playing footy, but, yeah, just lucky enough to get out of the game and enjoy life away from it.
Now, you're born in Roma, and then you spent some time in Toowoomba. You went down to Redcliffe as a junior, and that's where your rugby league journey started from a professional perspective, going to the Broncos. You're based in Townsville now, but growing up in Roma yourself, were you a kid of the land? Did you spend a lot of time on the land with mum and dad?
We actually had property when we lived in Roma, not big property, but we lived on a couple of acres. Dad was a truck driver, so needed some room for his trucks when we lived there. Mate, I moved away from Roma when we were pretty young to live in Toowoomba, but every holidays, mum would send me back out there all through my childhood, back out to my uncle and my family, back out to Roma. And, mate, I got some really awesome memories of going back out to Roma. He was a drover, my uncle. So I'd basically get to Roma. My auntie would take me to St Vinny's. We'd get cheap pair of jeans, cheap pair of riding boots, a couple of flannels, a cowboy hat, and she'd send me out to my uncle for 6 weeks wherever he was, droving like 10 or 12,000 sheep or cattle at the time. And, mate, I'd spend 6 weeks out there riding four-wheelers, living in the back of the truck, herding sheep day in and day out with all my cousins. And mate, some unbelievable memories. And now that I think back on it, to actually be in a position to go droving, like proper droving back in the day, what it was, yeah, mate, it's some great memories.
Yeah, it would have been a great upbringing. So obviously I'm thinking a lot of nights under the stars camping.
Yeah, absolutely. Got some funny stories too about being out there and running amok with my cousins. But yeah, you had a big body truck and it was all decked out. And we used to sleep in the back of the body truck, and if it was a little bit hot, we'd roll the tarp back and sleep under the stars. So, mate, it was a pretty special time when I think about it, and a great way to grow up. But yeah, some funny stories.
Now, 4x4, you said you spent a lot of time on the trucks and the 4x4s. Did you get across some rugged terrain at times?
Yeah, mate. Well, obviously, look, we were driving out the back of sort of out at Roma, so it's pretty tough country out there. It's beautiful country in some spots, but yeah, relatively tough country. And I never really got into four-wheel driving as such, mate. But I remember getting caught in some pretty hairy spots. And my cousin was a professional shooter, and we used to obviously jump in the back of the truck full of roos, the roo rack full of roos, and to be swinging and swaying about. So it was pretty interesting back in the day. But yeah, mate, good fun though.
And post career, you still like to go camping at times because you try and introduce your kids to it. Is that basically because you had such a great upbringing, just on the land as much as possible, away from the devices?
Yeah, I do like to get him out. It's funny, my son is absolutely a mad fisherman. So anytime he can get out and about, he's fishing wherever he can. And I'm hopeless at all that sort of stuff, to be honest, Sat. So he's literally teaching me now at 15 how to tie fishing knots and, buying lures and fishing rods. If I have to buy another fishing rod, honestly, I will lose it, because he's got about 15 and we're looking at an $800 reel and rod combo here the other day, and I'm like, mate, they all bite the same rod, surely, but he assures me they don't. So, mate, anytime you can get the kids off the devices, mate, like and all of us parents now growing up with kids at around that sort of teenage age, it's a positive, right?
Huckleberry Finn didn't have a lure, did he? Hey, just a stick and
Nah.
a bit of yabby
Well,
meat.
back in my day, either, mate, I used to go and catch the yabbies and tie them on the end of my finger, and away I'd go, mate.
Now, what
That's what we
about
did in the day.
what about some of your teammates? We're going to get to Corey, so leave him out of it, okay? But when you talk about some of your ex-Broncos, Warriors, I don't know about what happened over in New Zealand, and your teammates there, and especially the Cowboys as well, did a lot of the guys like to spend a bit of time, in their off-season or on their weekends off, doing as much as they can on the land?
Yeah, well, one stands out. Shane Webke's obviously,
Leighton boy, wasn't
comes
he?
from the land. Yeah, Leighton boy. So he was obviously, as soon as he got a chance, he was going back home, back out of the country. A lot of guys up here in North Queensland, obviously, mate, there's a lot of fishing and good hunting and all that sort of stuff up here. So there's a lot of the boys up here. Josh Maguire, when he was up here. Jordan McLean, he's got property. Aaron Payne, obviously, was in horses and lived out in the property as well. So a lot of the boys up here get right into it and get out in the land. So, and again, it's funny how you just watch those boys get out and camping and fishing and hunting and all that stuff, and their kids are exactly the same. It's funny the example they set for them.
Scotty Bolton, the former Cowboys player, he was a big time fisherman, wasn't he? I think the club had to stop him at one stage because he'd go out for too long and they wouldn't know whether they're going to lose him or not.
Yeah, well, he would, Bolts. He'd literally take a packet of chips and a can of soft drink and go out for a couple of days at a time on his boat fishing. And I think he's actually a professional fisherman now. I think that's what he does full time. So Boltsy, mate, was almost, I'd nearly call him a recluse. As soon as we finished training, he was gone. If he had a day or two to get out the bush or go to the reef, he was out there.
Reuben Cotter looks like the sort of guy that'd have a pig on the back of his shoulders, come through the wilderness.
He does, actually. Blood in the mane at the back there. I could see him flicking it around.
Now, your mate Corey Parker, he was on the first episode of Talking Bull. And at the end of the interview, and you two have grown up and played a lot of rugby league together, won comps together, played rep footy together. And he basically said that you are an urban cowboy. He said your cowboy hat has not got one bit of blood on it, not a little bit of dirt, no mud. It doesn't tell a story.
Oh, mate, that is not true. I was born in Roma. I cut burr with these hands, mate. So listen, my hat's got plenty of scars and plenty of stories to be told. I think he was thinking about the new one that I got, mate. I bought a brand new one, and he come up the weekend that I had it on, and like anything, mate, it was brand new. It needed a bit of time to be broken in.
Yeah, good stuff. So what about the summer period? Are you thinking about getting away at any stage with the kids and going camping again?
Mate, we're camping over Christmas, actually. My family have got property in Kenilworth, so every second year, about 50, 60 of us all get together and camp and have Christmas together, mate. So
is that your brother-in-law, Steve Price, involved in that?
He'll be there, but he'll be in fluffy white slippers and a white robe. That's how Price he likes to camp. But, mate, that's what we'll be doing, and it's right on the back of the Mary River up at Kenilworth, so it'll be good fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Brent Tate, it's great to catch up with you. Thank you very much for joining us on Talking Bull, and have a great summer period.
From one country boy to a city slicker, take care, Sats.